Hi everyone. Today on What the Rust, we are focusing on this 62 Studebaker. It needs a lot of work. The rear end swap, the transmission fix, it needs to be cleaned, and a bunch of other things to try to get it driving. If you're following this channel, you know that I got this car back in July of last year. I got it running, and that's as far as it went. We're gonna shift gears now, move on from getting it running to getting it driving. The first order of business today is change the rear end in the Studebaker, and I'll get into why in a bit. But I've got the rear end here in the truck. I need to get it out, and frankly, I've been dreading this job. I don't want to damage the truck. The rear end is heavy, but I'm going to do the best I can. The idea behind the wood is try to pivot it so it doesn't damage the truck. So I'm going to try to pull the rear end, the back of it, onto the wood. It's not as easy as it seems. Okay, so far so good. That worked like a charm. Woo! Woo! Unfortunately, it's not posy. Of course, I didn't think it was. It's a Studebaker after all. We've got a slight difference in the mounting pads. This came with the rear end. This is what was hanging from the bottom of the car. They are different, but similar. I'm pretty sure I can use them. Just have to get different shocks, which is really no problem. So we got it in the shop. It was uneventful, really. It just rolled right in, and with a little push, here it is. So I'm gonna begin right away by jacking up the rear here by the frame. So I've got to take the axle out. Once I get it up in the air, the wheels are going to come off. These leaf spring bolts have to be loosened up underneath, and then I have to kind of maneuver the old rear end out. It's not a complex job, but it's a little difficult. There's a lot of lifting, and I have to jack it super safe because I can't use the axle to hold it up. I'm going to plug in the tube heater and dry all this out here so I'm not laying in the wet, and then I'm going to jump right in. All right, I've got the back suspended by the frame. This little car does have a full frame. So now these U-bolts have to come out. These look significantly larger than the ones that were in it, probably because this is a truck rear end. Looks like the brake hose is already disconnected, so I don't even have to mess with that. This should be pretty straightforward. I can't get the impact in there, so I'm gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way, which I'm fine with. They're not even super tight, which I was wondering about, given it's not original. I'm gonna loosen these up, but not pull the nuts off yet until the other side's ready to come out. That side's done. Going over to the other side, and I'll get back to you when they're loose. Pardon the wind. The weather's really terrible today. Luckily not as cold as it's been, but very windy and wet. I've got all the nuts off that side. These are loose. I'm probably gonna have to whack it to get the hangers loose. I'm going to take these off. There's no fear of anything falling because the axle's above the springs. So it's more just an exercise of getting them to loosen up. Just like that. Boy, I like these. These are way more heavy duty than the factory Studebaker. All right, let me show you where we're at. I've got these hangers off from both sides, and I've jacked up the drum so that I can separate it from the leaf spring alignment pin. See that pin right there? That keeps the leaf spring in alignment with the pad that's welded to the axle tube. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to suspend it with a jack stand like I have there, move this jack to the other side and do the same thing, and then it will be suspended in on jack stands. Then the fun part starts. All right, it's the most fun. I have to get this whole axle out of here above the leaf springs. So I have to try to lift and twist and push this way and hope for the best. So I'm going to start from that side and start to lift and push this way. So you should get a good view of what I'm doing. Okay, I think what I'm going to do now is move this to here. See if I can get this axle tube up on this jack stand. And I can. I should be able to pull this way, and I'm hoping that the tube catches the jack stand on that side. I'm going to lift the jack stand up a bit so it's closer. Yep. So I've now got it past the leaf spring on this side. We're not out of the woods by any means. We have to get the differential over these springs as well. Now I'm going to pull, it's going to come off the far jack stand. I'm going to try to pull it out. So this is going to tip way up. It's up. Woo! Here's the two rear ends side by side, and they look, as far as size go, nearly identical. The perches seem a little big on the Studebaker, but still, they look fine. The width is almost exactly the same. Maybe the Studebaker is a 1/4 inch wider, maybe. But the key will be, once I get it in, do the perches line up with the alignment pins? If they do, then we're good. So I'm gonna muscle this in there and get back to you once I have it hung on the springs. And look at that. We are aligned with the pins on both sides. It looks wonderful. I've got the rubber bushing under each, and I'm gonna put a rubber bushing on the bottom as well. That's the way it was. Not sure if it's supposed to have 4, but that's the way it was, so I'm putting it back that way. Wow. Okay, next up, the leaf spring shackle is going to fit, and I assume that they will, but that's the next step. So I'm going to try the ones that came with this rear end, obviously. I'm going to get with those first. Okay, it's in. It fits beautiful. I mean, perfect. We really didn't know if this was the right rear end or not. We were gambling. It was with a bunch of Studebakers, but it was completely separate from any vehicle, so we just didn't know. It turns out we were right. This is clearly it. Now, I'm going to fix these brakes, and I'm going to put the wheels on and see if the drive shaft fits. That's really the last piece of the puzzle. If that fits, we are looking good. So this is the Toyota rear end removed, and I mentioned how it won't work with the Studebaker drivetrain. Sure, it bolts up, but this is what I mean when I say a companion flange. It doesn't have a conventional yoke back here for the drive shaft. And this comes off with another drive shaft piece that stops halfway up the car and requires a bearing to hold it in place. And then a second drive shaft comes out to the transmission. This Studebaker's just simply not set up for that, and I haven't been able to find a drive shaft for an old Toyota two-wheel drive truck anyway. Well, the storms have kicked up again, and the wind has kicked up again, so I don't know. There's no more light getting in through the front door, so I guess I'm gonna shut it down and keep the wind out. But here's the drive shaft. Looks decent. I gotta clean up this end. And here's the old one. So if I lay them side by side, they're real close in size. The old one might be a hair longer, but I'm hoping it'll work anyway. Okay, it's in. That's the new drive shaft. The yoke that I finally got out, it was really jammed, and it was just the splines were stuck. It's exactly the same as this yoke. So now's a moment of truth. Is this the right length? So I'm going to move to the back and see if I can hook this up to the rear diff. I'm back at it this morning on the Studebaker. Last night the rain got so bad I couldn't film. It was so noisy in here with the rain hitting the roof. It's just crazy. So what I got done was I did hook the drive shaft up. It's the right length, maybe a hair short, but the yoke in the front took care of that. It's all hooked up, but there's a problem. Check this out. The drive shaft will not turn. And it's the transmission that's sticking it. I can get, if I really force this, I can get the differential to move, but the drive shaft is not spinning. So there's something seized in the transmission, and I've been here before. When we rescued the Ford Fairlane, similar problem existed. The car would only go forward, and it would be in forward gear even when it was in park. And the clutches in the transmission are seized. That might be what's wrong here, although this one doesn't go forward or back. So what am I gonna do? I've got the rear end off the ground, so both tires are off the ground. I'm gonna start this thing up and see how it behaves. It's been a while since this old thing started, but I see no reason why it shouldn't fire relatively easily. But it's cold out. It's gonna take a minute for it to pick up prime. It's in park. Okay. Looks like it picked up prime. Let's see what the rear wheels are doing. Right now the car's in park. Let's put it in reverse and see what happens. Nothing. Nothing in the forward gears either. Very different than how the Fairlane's today. Despite my best efforts, the transmission remains locked. I'm going to give it one more try, but it's not looking good. I've tried to unlock it from underneath. I tried fluid. Nothing seems to work. It's probably not any good, but I'm going to give it one more try. Yeah, that's the fun. That's the fun. That's the work. It appears to have broken free. So now when I spin the wheel, the drive shaft spins. Yeah, that was not happening before. Okay, that's good. Good morning. I've done some shuffling around the shop. Now I have the Studebaker on the lift so I can take a much closer look at the transmission. 2 months have passed since yesterday. It's just the way things work when you have a lot of different projects going on at once. When I was working on this before, it was right before Christmas, super cold, so this is the first chance I've had to get back to it. The car did go into gear at least once, and the tires were spinning. When I noticed that, I tried it again off camera, but there's no torque behind that wheel that's spinning. So it's just maybe burn bands, maybe low pressure, but something is big time amiss in that transmission. It's not a linkage problem internally or anything like that, so we can rule that out. Let's get this thing up in the air and see what we find. I got the pipe fitting loose. It required a pipe on a wrench to do it, but I got it. And I'm slow draining it into a pan. I've also got a sample of it. Let's take a look at what this sample looks like. I don't know if this comes through on camera, but there's not a spot of red in this fluid. It is completely brown. And that's concerning because I put some red fluid in it. That is not a good sign. Either this fluid is completely burnt up or it's contaminated. Gives me a little hope that I may see some change with new fluid, but boy, this doesn't look good. A lot's going to depend on how much metal is in that pan when I pull it. Christina bought me this neat drain pan for use under the lift, but unless I'm stupid, it's too tall. This thing is close to 6 feet tall. It's not going to fit under a car on this lift with a roof that high. It's just not going to fit. So I think I'm going to cut this way back, probably right about there, because it's just not going to work the way it is. I don't know what it's designed for. I guess pro shops with a lot more ceiling height than I've got in here. There are actual chunks coming out of this drain now that I've got the pan down a little bit. and look inside this transmission. Wow. I've never, ever seen a transmission this bad in the pan. And that includes the Fairlane, which was bad, but nothing like this. This is horrible. All right, let me get this pan off, see what we're dealing with. That's the inside of the pan, folks. I don't get it. How does that happen? How does it happen? The dipstick was in it. I don't know how this happens. How it gets that bad in there. One thing an engine, but a transmission which is mostly sealed other than a vent and a dipstick. Let's take a look inside the tranny. And as you might expect, more of the same. Just incredible amounts of stuff. And as you can imagine, the filter's stopped up quite badly. So, wow. Wow. The optimist in me says when I clean this all out, we're going to have enough pressure for the transmission to work. But we'll see, because I'm not giving up. I'm going to clean all this out as best I can. Change the filter, obviously, change the pan gasket and the oil and see what happens. So now I'm draining the torque converter. And this fluid is just as bad as what's coming out of the trans, of course. One of the areas I'm interested in this pan is how much of this stuff is magnetic. According to that, a lot of it. Unless it's just gooey. Yeah, maybe it's just because it's gooey. Because it doesn't seem to be sticking very well. Yeah. Yeah, that's not magnetic, it's just stuck. All right, to avoid what's gooey and what's not, just gonna run this right into the liquid itself rather than the bottom of the pan and see if it picks up anything. Just barely touching. And there's some stuff on there that's beyond the goo. So let's see if it jumps. Yeah, it does. It does. See that on the right? Let's clean it and see if anything jumps with a light touch, and it does. So this pan has a lot of magnetic particles in it. Well, it looks like this transmission's junk for sure, with this much stuff in it. But I'm gonna keep pressing on. I know probably many of you are like, total rebuild, forget it. It's already out, it's apart. I thought about pulling the valve body, because that no doubt has also got this junk in it, but you can't get a valve body gasket. You gotta buy a whole rebuild kit, which is pretty expensive. So I'm gonna clean up what I can and put in fluid and clean the filter, obviously, and just see what happens. But yeah, this is bad news. It's just got too much metallic stuff in it, way too much.
Is it in there?
There's some, yeah, as you can imagine, given that this is below the level of the fluid.
So that's what it is that you're getting out?
Yeah, I mean, this is it. Look at it, it comes out nice, but it's not really sand. It's just almost like broken down, dirty fluid. this thing here. I'm not sure what that is sticking up. Maybe it's got something to do with the filter. I thought for a minute it was a magnet, but it's not. It's like some kind of bracket or something in the pan.
Whatever it is, it seems to come right off though.
Yeah. Now this transmission is a Borg Warner, and I don't know much about them, but I've been told it's very similar to a Ford FMX. And if it is, well, decent trans. Not great, not terrible, but decent. This is the top of the trans filter right here. Miserably bad. And as you can see, the screen is all but plugged. But believe it or not, I'm a little optimistic. And I'll show you why. The inlet tubes on both sides of the filters, both sides of the filter, are completely clear. So the filter was doing its job. How that translates to the rest of the trans, I don't know, but I do know that some stuff wasn't getting past the filter. So we've got Christina cleaning the valve body. What we're doing is brake clean and brushes, plastic brushes, and towels. And it's getting better and better. The torque converter appears clean. I sprayed some up inside it and nothing came out, so that's a good sign. The filter was apparently doing its job. What do you think?
I think so.
And over here, I've got the pan cleaned out. The gasket is on with gasket shellac. And here's a tip when you do that. Put some of the bolts in and then lay something heavy on the bolts, and it holds the gasket shellac down and the gasket down so the shellac sticks well. So you end up like that, and it allows the shellac to stick to the pan surface. Okay, final wash down. Christina did an amazing job. This thing is clean. Is it perfect? No. But it is clean, clean, clean. Like I said earlier, I'd love to take the valve body off, but it's not an option without a gasket. I'm gonna let this air dry, which doesn't take long with brake clean. And we're gonna put the filter in and the pan on and do initial flush.
Tube going in?
Yes. It's in. Okay, I'm gonna finish tightening up the pan and then we'll be ready to fill. Battery's going in, everything's buttoned up. What I'm gonna do is this. I'm gonna put probably 3.5 quarts in to start. Start it up, let it pump through, and then put some more in. That's what the factory manual says to do. That's kind of weird to me, only 3.5 quarts, but that's what it says. So we'll start with that. But I gotta remember how to start this thing, if there's any quirks or not. I'm pretty sure it started with the key, didn't it?
I don't remember. We should have watched that video.
All right, let's hook this ignition up and get rolling. This thing starts hard, doesn't it? Certainly enough to try it, yeah. Yeah, it's right up to there, which is, what is that? Is that the ad mark? It says it's only half a quart low, so let's see if it goes into gear. when I put my leg here, see if that one
You're
starts
not-
spinning.
That's dangerous. Yes, it is.
That one's spinning?
Yes. What's it say?
Put a little bit more in.
Yep. Check. This one's going. This one hasn't. Yeah, but I think it's going the same way. Oh, there we go. It took forever to stop and go reverse.
So reverse is all the way down on this thing. That's working, man.
That was loud. How about?
Well, we don't know if it's fixed, but it's a lot better than it was.
They move.
It goes into gear now.
Exactly.
It wasn't doing that. It goes in, reverses all the way down. I didn't know that. The selector's missing on this car, so I can't tell. Looks like it's all the way down. So it's got forward, it's got reverse. Of course, it has park and neutral. Wow, man.
We should probably check and make sure. Wouldn't it be funny if the transmission was just messed up and it wasn't supposed to be all the way down for us?
Yeah. Well, we could look that up pretty quickly. So what's next? Do we drain it?
Should we run it? So I think we should run it a little bit more. You don't?
No.
Okay.
No, by exercising the gears, we put it through everything, so the new fluid's gone everywhere.
You think it's stripped down enough? It was just such a mess. It'd be interesting to see what it looks like in there now.
There's an argument to be made that we should get the transmission hot. But,
To melt the sludge?
yeah, to loosen it.
Mm-hmm.
It's an important decision.
Well, we'll think about it. We'll come back. All right, we'll come back. It does have a little bit of a brown tint in areas.
And it's got some junk in here, right? There's a piece there, some pieces here.
Mm-hmm. It definitely got a lot of that gunk out that we missed or couldn't get to.
It did.
Well, this is what we have.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a little weird.
Yeah, those light colors is a little bit weird. It almost looks like water, but
Mm-hmm. It's definitely like a, what would you call it, like a dark orange looking color. Definitely not red anymore.
no, it's got dirt in it,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's been browned by the dirt, but that's exactly what we wanted to happen.
Rust. It's almost a rust color when you see it over there.
Yeah. Yep. But as far as metallic goes, nothing.
Oh, that's good.
Nothing. So
Sure.
it's getting all the junk out.
Oh, by the way, we did decide to warm it up.
Yeah.
I think we forgot to tell them that.
Yep. We did warm it up a bit. It was going in reverse and forward gears just fine. Okay, second and last fluid change. We are hoping that this continues to work and may also engage reverse quicker than it was.
Here we go. Let's try it. Nada. You're going.
is rolling.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes you have to stand there and stare at it for a minute before you focus, you know, which way it's going.
I'm going to drop it into drive so we can check the level.
Okay.
Since we can't check it in anything but drive, which is super weird.
Yeah, that is kind of strange.
So we put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's not enough. That's not enough. That's probably why it's not going into drive. I gotta put more in.
We have 6 in, 6 quarts. Oh, right away. Immediate. All right, let's see what we got. Right there. You thought you needed to add that 7th quart.
Yeah.
So that would make sense.
Yeah, it would. So we're checking for leaks, and there is not a drip, nothing.
Well, except for...
Yeah, except for the radiator hose. But this pan is so thick, the flange is so thick, no leaks. This is a really nice flare fitting here. No leaks. It's wonderful. Wonderful. So I think tomorrow morning we try to drive it, and then if it dries, why don't we clean it up?
Sounds good.
Yeah?
Yeah,
This will look totally different clean.
they all do. All right.
All right, good night. One of the things I want to check before any test drive is whether or not this diff has fluid in it. And there is fluid in it. It's not that bad. There's quite a bit of goop in there though, quite a bit. This cover is going to need to come off at some point, and all that's going to need to be changed. But for this test drive, it's just fine. It's got fluid in it. While I'm under here, I noticed the fuel hose coming out of the tank. Look at that. That means all that's in the tank. And if you tap on the tank, it feels like it's full of something. It's because it's just got so much of this gooey stuff on the bottom. No question at all, this thing's gonna need a tank. Big, scary moment. We're gonna see if this thing moves. Whew. All right, so hook this up here. Get my button. I idled it down for obvious reasons with no brakes. It's a little worrisome. Here we go.
All right. I'll be outside. Good luck. Oh no.
To have drive, but no reverse.
That's weird. The tires were going in reverse yesterday.
I know. Let's roll it off the ramps.
Okay. Oh, you better. I think it's going to go too fast. Do you think so?
No.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you're right. It didn't go that fast. Well, that's so odd. Those wheels were going. forward and reverse so quick last night when we were checking it.
Yeah, well, I think I can feel it slipping.
Do you?
I think.
Ah.
So let's try going forward.
Was that in reverse?
Yeah.
And oh, wait, I don't know what's going on here. Okay. And now it doesn't? Maybe. Oh, darn. It has drive. Okay. Nada? Oh.
Nope.
Well, if you could just get it outside and then just go in a way where you don't have to ever have reverse, it's a fine car.
Actually, in high school, I had a car that didn't back up.
How did I know that? I probably just figured you did.
It was
Hey,
so
it'd be
terrible.
fine. You just have to plan your route before you drive.
I'll tell you something, since we're messing with transmissions about transmission fluid you just brought up. This car I had in high school without reverse, someone had used Type F in a GM car. It was an old Stornado. And when I was reading about this car, lots of people said you could use Dexron or Type F. Don't do that. That's not true. If a transmission's designed for Type F, it uses Type F. The slip properties between Dexron and Type F are 100%, 180 degrees different. Type F is designed not to slip, Dexron's designed to slip. So it's a problem if you mix and match. So don't do that. Even though someone's gonna say, I've been using Dexron in my Studebaker for 20 years with no problem. There's people out there that smoke cigarettes for 50 years and they're still alive. That doesn't make it right. So you may be thinking, why in the world are we cleaning it? Two reasons primarily. One, it's gross to sit in. It really is not healthy in there. And two, if we sell this thing, we gotta sell it clean. It'll never sell like this. Not that Studebakers are easy to sell anyway, but it's gotta be clean inside.
Cleaning time. Let's get to it. All right, let's get some of this trash out of here. I hate to remove your seat, but I'd be done.
Ooh,
And I think it might have papers in it.
really?
Yeah. I'm just gonna do it like this.
Oh, there are lots of papers in there.
Oh. It looks like cut up paper though. Oh, it's not what I was hoping for. You know what I was hoping? I was hoping that maybe it was car papers that were in here, but for some reason it's just stuff somebody cut up into little pieces.
Kind of looks like that, right? That didn't happen organically.
No, that's weird. Okay.
Earth peace. These were maybe Bible verses or something?
I don't know, but okay. False alarm. Never mind.
No money again.
Okay, it stopped raining, so let me show you what I found. There's a whole bunch of keys here. And I have no idea what they go to, if it's anything good, but look at all these different keys. There's another one. Check them out and let me know what's there.
Okay, GM ignition, GM door. These are super cool because the GM keys are, when they get worn, they're almost universal. That's GM. This is like a gas cap or something. House. Ooh, this is Ford or Chrysler. I believe that's Chrysler. The gas cap. This is, look at that V. What could that be? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, Ford. It says Ford right on it.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, right at the top.
Oh, yeah.
That's neat.
Huh.
International. How's that for a key? I don't think I have any of those.
Do you think he just collected car keys?
I don't know.
I mean, there's so many different cars here.
There's another GM ignition.
Huh.
Okay, let's move to this. This is GM ignition, but later model. There's another Ford. Ford. A lock, a padlock. GM trunk. Padlock. Padlock.
Huh.
That's pretty sweet. These GM keys are just a lifesaver. Saved me so many times.
Well, now we have more.
Yeah, that's worth half the price of the car.
This thing's rusted really, really bad, Richard.
The car?
Yeah. Huh?
What's it is?
Well, a little more so than normal.
Just floors though, right?
Okay, let's see what this side holds. I would think more of the same. Yeah. Yep. Okay. All right, so I don't think it's any better. This probably not either. No, definitely not. I gotta be honest. I don't know what Richard's appeal is with this car. I really don't. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. There's a lot of holes in the floor.
No joke.
Actually,
There's no floor. I
there's
mean,
a little bit of floor in the hole.
that's more like it. I know this is going to sound completely terrible, but I had to be honest. I don't think this car looks much better. You know, we haven't wiped down the seats, but the rest, like the dash, the door panels, have been wiped down. This is obviously not one of my favorite cars he's brought home. But that's okay. Everybody has different cars they like. And that's how it goes. This is just not one of mine. This is one of the few times that we've actually, you know, cleaned a little bit. It doesn't look much better.
Yes, it does.
I don't know, Richard. I don't know. So I cleaned the door panels, the doors, the dash. You guys saw me get all the stuff off the floor. This door panel and this door and window. But the only thing is, I can't clean this area much because if I push on it too hard, it crumbles. This part, it falls apart. So I can't do much to it. I did wipe down, believe it or not, the front seat and the sides. But again, I did not do anything to the back seat. I felt content with what I did. And there you go. So Richard, you're gonna try to drive it a little bit. Is that what the plan is?
I'm gonna roll it backwards by hand and see if it'll pull into that space. If it doesn't,
where it was?
yeah. If it does, I may take it around the property a bit. If it doesn't, then we'll have to manually pull it into that space, and that is the last foot it will drive. So easy to steer.
Uh-huh.
Okay, it's in park.
Take off. That wasn't the plan. Okay, let me have fun. Oh, don't fall out the door. Yeah, I wasn't prepared to record this. This is not discussed, so yeah, it's probably not the best picture. Where'd he end up? Oh, there you are. That door, Richard, how many times does it come open? Like 6. Oh my gosh. You ought to be glad you didn't fall out of that car. Well, that's so funny.
But now what do we do?
Oh, we can get around it. We can get around it. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
fine.
thinking, do I park it here instead?
Oh no, now the piece fell off. Look, you're standing on it.
Oh.
That's an important piece. Pick that back up. Look, it rusted off.
It was fun to drive.
Oh my gosh. You
really
didn't say
fun to
you were
drive.
going to do that.
Well, I didn't know, but once it started going, I mean, clearly forward gear works. Clearly.
Hold on,
Okay.
let me back up. Yeah, I wasn't prepared to record you, so I'm not sure how much they saw that.
Well, I'll go around again.
No.
Got to get out of this
No. Okay, good luck.
Yeah.
You really need to make sure that door's shut. Push on it. Do you want me to get you a zip tie?
Wait a minute.
These are probably... You want a zip tie? You can roll that back window down, zip tie it.
What if I need to jump out?
You know, you could fall out or the other. I guess it's 50-50 shot.
Feels like it's out of gas.
It might be. Don't put your arm on it. Put the for sale sign in the window now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Nova was under Lula sleeping. Oh, she got terrified, Richard. Are you okay, Nova?
I had a closing all planned for you guys that admitted failure. This thing just wouldn't back up. But I hate that. So we are hours away from publishing right now, literally. And I decided I'm gonna come out and mess with this some more. Is it possible that there's just some gunk and varnish still in that transmission that are causing some pump pressure or some valves to stick that are keeping this from going into reverse? Check this out.
You got reversed. Good job.
This is the best it's been. It's got low, it's got drive, it's got reverse, neutral, and park. It works. I can't believe it.
You only need to do one thing now.
What's that?
Fix that door.
Yeah. Well, I got the fix for the door right here. Look at that.
Hey, street worthy.
So, I had already closed with, this is probably the last time you see this Studebaker. I had already closed with, this is probably the last time you see this Studebaker. I'm going to delete that. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe this just needs a little more heating up and another flush, and it's going to be fine. I mean, it seems to be getting better and better. So I'm really excited. I hope you're excited. I can't believe this video is going to end in a success. I did not think it was going to. But super happy about it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like. Please consider subscribing. We'd really appreciate that. Check out our merch at WTRmerch.com. And until we meet again, have a great day.